everybody in the world is playing our music. You can't tell what country you're in. The cell phone, the hip huggers, the flip flops or the Adidas, everywhere in the world. They don't even speak the same language. But communications has made this just one place, and we better try it a different way now. And everybody in the world is playing our music. And guess who knows the least about it? Our kids. And so with that, the rappers, I talked to all of them with my little homies, and I asked the kid in Seattle last couple of weeks ago, what do you think about Louis Armstrong? He said, I heard the name. I said, what about Coltrane, Duke Ellington, and Bird? He said, I don't know who they are. Not a clue. And that hurts me. It hurts me to my heart, because these are the people that built our foundation,
Now you've been talking, or you're working on talking with President-elect Obama about
we're working on
a Secretary of the Arts.
Secretary of the Arts, so that's what we need.
Yeah.
It's a shame because there's every country in the world has a minister of culture. I just got promoted to commander of the Legion d'Honneur, which is a big honor for me, for Chirac and Jack Lang. And I went back, was working a lot with Clinton and Gore, and said, why don't we have a minister of culture, It's important. I think it sounds pretentious or idealistic, but I think that we would not have situations like Columbine, which we investigated. There's been 89 incidents like that. People do not know where they stand on, these kids don't know where they stand on the planet. If they knew what their culture was about, represented in the world, they would be very proud of them to be who they are, and have a different outlook on life. Because you see the kids that did Columbine, for instance, they killed 33 people. These are young kids. And they take themselves out. Now, they're neo-Nazis, they think, they don't even know what it is, They're neo-Nazis mentality, because somebody just or something, whatever reason. And they don't have a foundation, and they are writing their email in hip-hop language.
Yeah.
So it's a confusion, And I'm sincere about this. We've got to change that, And I think a Secretary of the Arts could get in the education systems and transform this country so much you can't believe it. And you know what? Say what you will about the rappers. The rappers could revolutionize education. They ain't talking about nothing right now. They talking about nothing. Nellie Mel was talking about it in the White Lines and the Messages, but Mellie's a real gangster. A lot of these dudes are wannabes, But Mellie was in Rikers Island 9 years, and he got out and he saw God, and he does not pimp the hood. You can't pimp the hood, and that's what's going on now. So, it's turned, and when you go after money, when you're creating your music, God walks out the room. I won't call any names. But God will leave the room, We have a card we used to put up, always leave space to God to come in the room when we record. It's a divinity. You are a terminal for a higher power. It's not about you. And if you think you deserve all its success and money and adulation, you're wrong. And if you think you don't deserve it, you fake it anyway because you think you're fooling somebody. And if you're real, it's God, you're doing a higher power's work, Promise that's what it's about. That way you can create forever, If you know that, but it's if you get all hung up with that ego and those 32-page writers, I gotta have 6 packs of Red Bull over here, water at 68-degree temperature, the paint white and all that. You should see some of them. I've seen them, boy. Just big. Nobody can call me by my first name. I won't call them any more names, but that happened to me a few weeks ago. You have to call me Miss So-and-so. Excuse me? I mean like Miss Ross, okay? Some of these guys have contracts that employees can't even look at them without permission when the people that work in their offices. It's ridiculous. Where'd that come from? Yeah, but I think it would be so beautiful to see us proud of what happened here, And I think the young people would be different kinds of kids, you know, really different kinds of kids.
Quincy, one last question, then we're going to open up questions for the audience. You've been at the forefront of music's evolution in America for over 6 decades. Where do you see music going over the next few decades? Right now, the industry's going crazy, and you know.
No, I think they got lost now, right now, and for many reasons. What we talked about before. If you know where you've been, where you came from, it's easy to get where you're going, and you're better equipped to get there. But bigger than that, I think the passion for music is higher than ever. The distribution system is flawed. It has been for over 20 years. So Silicon Valley took that out. Because they had binary numbers in Egypt in 3500 BC. Now, permutation of two numbers, it's been around a long time. And it's the soul of Silicon Valley, of IT, you know. And when you hand them CDs and DVDs, that's digital information, man. Those are all masses. That's why there's 9 billion downloads this year. And the industry went down $22 billion. And we've got to fix that fast. The distribution system is flawed. I mean, really, really flawed. And everybody's acting like everything's okay. And when I see Lil Wayne on the front page of the newspaper with 1,000,002 albums, man, I am not impressed. You know, and I love Lil Wayne's talent, you know, but that just shows you how bad the business has got when you only sell 1,000,002, you know. It's and there are plans. I'm a criminal optimist, and there are a lot of plans of people getting together to try to solve this situation, because you can't write a prescription until you got an accurate diagnosis. And so we're getting the diagnosis straight, and a lot of very smart people, including these two brothers here, will be hopefully on that team to figure out how to do it, because we should be selling 20, 30, 40,000 albums, you know, when you like the music, you know. You really should. Even when the Beatles were happening, you know, you'd go on the street and 9 out of every 10 people loved the Beatles. The Beatles only sold 4 million albums, you know. It's crazy. 300 million people doesn't make sense. Okay, now here comes China with 1,300,000,000. Okay. They got 4 times our population. But I feel positive that there are a lot of people on the case. I love the appointments that President Obama's making. He's very seriously, and what I love about him a lot. Now, the first, I think, one of the first hints of him where he is now I was in my kitchen. Oprah brought him over with Michelle for 2 hours, 2.5 years ago, and there was a poll that was going to 60% were going to vote for her. They were. We got the polls indicated that, and we were talking about it. And here he is. And so it's something I never thought I'd live to see, that's for sure. And I got calls from maybe 14 or 15 heads of state afterwards, so, including Hugo Chavez. This dude has just been to Russia, and they made a real nice little pact together, you know, with nuclear armament and all that stuff, and we better watch out, you know. But see, we go over there. I'm not guessing. You know, we go over, we see it, and I go with Hani Masri, who's like Mr. Middle East and knows everything going on. He's the one that turned on Bush to the disarmament thing with Gaddafi and Libya. You know, so Hani knows. I listen when he talks. I listen. Shut up and listen. And it's an amazing world out there. But people, you got a 1% of a government that's messing everybody's heads up, and the rest of them want to live and love and laugh, like the guy said. And people said, Queen Rania showed me email from the Palestinian kids and the Israeli kids, you know, that romance and collaborative creations and stuff like that. And that's happening all over the world. You know, they don't want to hear all this nonsense about, I don't like you, look at all that kind of tribal stuff, you know. It's over. Global gumbo is where it's at.